in the game. Yuumi is also available too to pair with it, so it just seems too good for me. Plus, Zeri is good against Trundle. You know, as an AD carry, you'd be like, great, there's a sitting duck jungler there.
But why? Like, why give Santorin Trundle by banning Jarvan? Like, what is...
Because the Trundle doesn't have any threat on the Zeri.
Thanks for the pillar, I'll zap through it.
I'll jump over it, I'll zap through it, exactly.
So part of my mind as well is the way they're going to play this draft out is they're like, yeah, as long as you can't lock down backline, like, we're good here. Go play a semi-tank. We're chilling. If you can't engage on us, we're happy with this one. I mean, maybe it's the Xerath angle, you know, we're going for that one. But it makes me think CLG have a plan with how this draft is playing out. They have a comp in mind. Jinx comes through for Team Liquid's side. First of the split for Hans Sama.
I mean, Jinx Trundle teamfight comp, that's what Team Liquid is shoehorned themselves into right now, so CLG can then pick a lot of dive. A lot of times Jarvan is really good against like control mages, which would be another reason you would possibly ban it if CLG was then also going to try and do scaling team fighting, but I still don't understand the Jarvan ban.
So Hans Sama across 15 games, Jinx is easily his best champ on his career. 87% win rate when his overall career is 54. It's a 30% win rate jump when the man's on Jinx. Yeah, there's biases in the data. Who cares? He's performed when he's picked this champion, and he's got a Trundle for safety.
Certainly does. And Team Liquid, straight up structured front-to-back team fighting is what got them the win in the previous game. So that's obviously what they're going to want in this game as well. Set up those battle lines. That makes you also then project further into their draft and think that, okay, they're also going to need either another frontliner from CoreJJ or Bwipo. One of those two has to be the main engage, because Trundle is not the main engage for your team, so you need some hard CC on one of those two roles. And I would expect CoreJJ to have a CC support because they're playing into a Zeri Yuumi lane here.
What if it's Zilean here?
Could be.
I mean,
fast Trundle.
It would be a blind Zilean though, and
blind Zilean.
The thing is that Bjergsen has, you know, pulled out the Zilean in a lot of Game 5 scenarios, but it is rarely blind.
Yeah, I know. So unlikely there. Ornn is indeed the grab. We'll see if CLG cares about that ban. I like it too.
And that's that CC, that other main engaged front line that I'm talking about there for Bwipo from the top lane. Plus, worked out great in game number 1. I would give 0% chance that Dhokla picks Renekton into it though this time around.
I'm gonna give it 2.
You're gonna give it 2%. All right.
There's always a chance.
You're leaving up leaving up the strong 2. Meanwhile, they do get again the Yone ban here. One of the most
no-brainer.
Yeah, exactly. Fearsome champions here with both those solo laners.
And I do wonder, like, the team fighting front to back is still very strong if they run Jinx Lulu. They can definitely run that back rather than having like a third engager, because Ornn Trundle is actually pretty good engaged with just the 2.
And I would think that Team Liquid would then want to supplement this with an Azir in mid lane again. So if CLG do not ban out Azir in the secondary bans here, I think Bjergsen for sure just picks that and they save the counter pick for and they say the counter pick for CoreJJ. So CLG, are you going to give it to him?
I think perfect 4-5 bans by Team Liquid there as well. Yone and Sylas. Sylas angle was so juicy there.
If you don't ban the Azir, they've got to take it again.
Yep. And then that would mean CLG goes back to a Akali.
And hope they play it better this time. They say no, Zilean still maybe the angle. There aren't really any other damage threats from the team. Ornn and Trundle really aren't it. So says, nah, one threat comp's still too much for us, so gets rid of it. The reviving the slow play certainly could work. It could be on Hans Sama. So yeah, is it Azir after all? Or do they really want to let both solos get counterpicked?
Does it feel to you like TL is just getting everything that they want?
A little bit. I mean, Jinx has one recorded pick on this patch in top regions.
Ooh, the disengage. Janna always pretty good into Wukong to be able to buff the monkey right back out of those team fights. Gives a lot more protection here for this Jinx. And the lane phase is actually quite good too.
Yeah. I agree with you on the Trundle Ornn point though, right? Like Ornn was clearly very good in the previous game. That said, it was Ornn as the counter pick. Now it's Ornn counter picked. Dhokla is happy to play any of an array of counters of fighters top lane. Azir does go through the CLG. They've almost certainly got the better backline damage now. Question is it a side lane play? Are you trying to match top laners? So Camille will try to keep the Ornn locked down. And to be fair, can try to answer the Jinx in a team fight.
All right, Fudge did it. The Camille into the Ornn counter pick. Let's see if Dhokla can replicate that success. Team Liquid, the reveal here, Bjergsen, what is it going to be with all the mid lane bans? The Ahri finally coming back.
A quick nod from CoreJJ, locked in for his mid laner. Team Liquid's backs are against the wall, but they handily took care of business in Game 3. Must do the same here in Game 4. Hansama, I believe, 13-2 on his career on the Jinx, has performed. Bwipo back on an Ornn, he's done so well on as well.
Yeah, I think Team Liquid are actually very happy with this draft, considering they're on red side this time around. They're able to get Santorin, his most iconic champion. Bwipo just had a great Ornn game for them.
I think the biggest question is whether or not Hansama is going to be able to exist in team fights. Wukong, Camille, possibility of being buffed up by Yuumi as well. Like, how well can CoreJJ's Janna, a very seldom seen pick, keep Hansama alive?
And CLG, how quickly can they get this map open? They would love to split.
CLG ending 3-1 as I predicted, or does TL keep it going? We are on to the Rift for Game 4.
If they're gonna do it, Phreak, it probably has to be a meaningful contribution from this counter pick, Camille. Dhokla here is the one that they gave the draft resources to, that counter pick, the Camille. Bwipo unafraid to blind pick the Ornn.
Yeah.
After the success in game number 1, of course, that one was in answer to the Renekton.
And the Team Liquid roster is all about winning. It's put together to win the LCS, and as TL find their footing in the series, Santorin has his eyes set on the championship.
I really want to win, and not only, you know, go to Worlds, but like actually win an A, because for me it's been a while, back in 2015 spring, and this is the only reason why I'm still competing. You know, I want to get titles, I want to go to Worlds, do well at Worlds, this kind of stuff. And for me, the first step is win an A first, which I just haven't been able to do. But I feel like I've been close, and you know, at some point we're gonna hit and we're gonna win.
And to add, Santorin has actually been so close. 2020 on FlyQuest, finals in both spring and summer. 2021 Team Liquid, finals once again, although migraines took him out of the actual competition. Finals again in the summer split of that season, and then 3rd place in the spring of 2022. So really wanting to break through and recapture that title. And he's on the Troll King. He is the Troll King to me. 27-10. His Trundle is so feared, it has been banned all of last series, every game of this series, but was left open by CLG this game, daring him to pick it, which of course he did.
Yeah, hey, him and Xmithy have been the two that have the most fearsome ganks with the champion as well. Santorin, even sometimes going for super early Trundle ganks with the pillar, forcing flashes. See what they can get out. Tracking already though, spamming on the yellow pings on him as Santorin does a normal clear. Palafox, I love this ward. Mid lane push means you get to move up, ward the Raptors. They'll be able to suss out jungle.
Santorin may try to path to skip Raptors entirely and not get the info away. Pretty standard actually, just go red into like something like red buff, or you know, looking at Scuttle afterwards or top lane, and indeed skips the ward.
Well, especially when you're Trundle.
Yeah.
Don't have any AoE. Don't have any AoE.
Oh, he's actually mid instead. He never sees him, and he's got no easy way out. He's only level 2. He cannot jump. Saves the summoner. First blood comes through. Great pathing by Santorin around all the vision.
How does he keep doing it? The level 3 gank on Trundle.
Troll King!
Level 2 pulls it off.
Troll King! So Palafox self-baited like I thought as well. You know, it's like the classic Raptor ward, but
those chompers are pretty good. It's going to be a lot of damage to Poome. Yeah, he can regen it, but still nicely placed by Hansama. TL get the early push. And as the cannon goes down, farm will be tight between those two AD carries. I really like the bellows right there. Immune's part of the stun and knockback there, but guess what? Contractz near top side will get some damage. Will not force the flash, but it may require Bwipo to TP. I don't know. He's still got that Doran's shield for regen.
I wonder about this Scuttle Crab here, because Santorin, seeing Contractz go for the gank, is going to be able to slip in, get it from him as well. The price of the damage.
Could be first blood and also a double crab for Santorin, considering his bot lane does have cryo. Opts to kill chickens instead of crossing mid for the quick crab take, though. Still a very strong early game so far by TL.
Bot lane's in the recall, is part of it, and his mid lane the same, so indeed lets them buy. Bjergsen will hold his TP. He walks back to lane, only had the assist, buys boots and upgrades refillable with it, or, you know, buys his Doran's ring regardless. And we still see the top lane trade go in as Dhokla dodges the turret aggro, but it's 2 CS lead for Bwipo despite receiving a gank. Dhokla will make this a freeze as he matches the recall.
Exactly. He groups up the minions there, so they'll focus fire the first one down the line from his side and get it to slowly push towards them.
Oh, wow, interesting. Says, I don't have much to buy, so I'm just going to actually try to deny you some XP and gold. Indeed, forces the TP. Misses 2 minions, grabs the third. Try right there, a little bit of stun, a little bit of damage as he kites away and blocks a bit of it. Grasp still comes through for Bwipo. Gets the cannon.
Ornn is just such a unit, man. Like, every time I see Camille flying around doing all this fancy stuff, then Ornn just wins the trade.
Here he is up 700 gold on items, which doesn't surprise me, but Smite, auto, hits it in time. Bottom scuttle does come through, so ends up not being double scuttle because he didn't path towards it. So Contractz gets one himself.
Yeah, very, very close on that because Santorin did have a smite charge up as well, trying to get into range. But should be another farmer, another calm one for the early stages. On level 6, Contractz can make some big moves, but not a lot of openings until then.
Feels like a little bit of a nervy start from CLG to me. Dying to the first blood of Santorin, that kind of weirdly timed smite by Contractz. I feel like Dhokla not really trying to put the pressure on in the top lane, but has not been able to. So I think Team Liquid definitely in control here in the early game.
This TP flash version of Camille, we've seen a lot of permutations there, ignite sometimes, but of course, Ornn relatively tanky, can make the ignite not terribly useful. As Santorin sees that Gromp is up, it's like, Wukong's coming. Camille has pressure, can't go for it, take the reserved option. Gets some vision. We'll see if Contractz is able to see it himself. May not check that brush right away, and we'll see how long this one's going to live. You can get a lot of mileage out of this one until the blue buff respawns, and you pretty much always walk through the brush from getting blue.
Meanwhile, we've got our first support roam timers as well. See if there's any action from this Janna, the CoreJJ pick. It's pretty rare. Has been seen a couple of times.
Yeah.
Does have the possibilities of getting a little bit of vision here through this river setup between mid. Of course, the Ahri looking for possible roams. So if you can get the early support control vision through this river, which is where exactly he is right now, then you can try and open that up for the Bjergsen level 6 Ahri play.
Yeah, when we've seen the Camille win this matchup, like in the C9 series versus EG, Fudge talked about in his interview how much the top lane vision has to do with his ability to play aggressive, because especially once he gets Divine Sunderer, that's the moment we're waiting for. He will be able to kill Ornn in long lanes, but he will be very vulnerable to ganks. One important note though is Dhokla did take a more conservative laning setup. He went Flash instead of Ignite, so he wouldn't be as gankable by an Ornn all in.
Yeah, jump the Trundle pillar and then even flash if they flash follow or anything else. You can even dodge ulti, things like that. If you're close enough range, you can ult for ult and dodge the knockup entirely, but it still means you're locked in if Trundle's there. So, yeah, the movement can matter a lot. Recall finally comes through for Bwipo, so you can shove this in, deny it all. Get the vision's the important part, because it means you know you actually can shove it in. Nice knockup there. Sharma's gonna land. There's a lot going on. He's only got Ghost Flash, ultis, gets towards the wall. The heals are enough, and indeed stay alive. 3 summoners out from CLG. Only 1 burn from Team Liquid, cleansing the exhaust.
Definitely a nice combo there by Team Liquid. Pulled that off a couple times. When CoreJJ lands the Tornado with the Glacial Shroud, they can chain it with the Jinx.
How much time here can they waste? They see Santorin trying to use up a little bit of jungle time while the Rift Herald is spawning, by the way. So timing for these trades really important. All these summoner spells down pre-Rift Herald arrival. There she is.
TL would have first move up towards that Rift Herald, and they've also already burned the Zeri ultimate, so Contractz can't start this Rift Herald knowing Santorin is path up towards it.
But at least Scuttle gives vision. That means Contractz a lot to play around here. Not going to be easy to lock down. Of course, has the Wukong W, so nothing's going to matter there. You put a pillar, he jumps over it. The ward could be fought. They can start this one anyway. What's the pressure going to look like? Camille's walking back from base, no TP. Wave is under the tower, so it's going to be a sacrifice of 100 gold. And even more experience if he drops it, but he is going to do that to play for Herald. So
bottom lane coming for Team Liquid as well.
A wave denied, and Zeri going to stay bot lane. This is eventually a 5v3. The question is how much time can you buy? As Jinx gets sent back, they leave just CoreJJ.
Oh, whoa, whoa.
CLG jumping into this one. They know the eye is available. Will not put it in smite range yet. Big smite up for both junglers. Pillar will be on cooldown, giving some more space for Contractz to play. He can always W the wall and then jump in for more. Is it a fight? Flash Charm's gonna land. Can they kill him? The knockups keep landing, and Dhokla drops. What a setup by Bjergsen. The bot wave's still getting farmed, so TL are in control, and Contractz may not be able to play with this one at all. Red buff means some damage. It is gonna be the claim on Rift Herald. TL get everything here in game 4.
And CLG do not even get a plate because Hans Stama stayed bottom lane that entire time. A very weird sequence sequence by CLG. You could tell they didn't want to give the Rift Herald over, but were unable to do anything proactive to stop it. They didn't have the bot lane tempo, and they were unwilling to straight up concede.
Yeah, the part that was the best here from Team Liquid is the call to have Hansama circle back to bottom lane. CLG think that, oh, they're gone, they're missing from lane. They're going to overcommit to this, but they don't. Hansama gets back to the tower, collects all the minions, and this is a massive early game lead now for Team Liquid. They want to go to Silver Scrapes.
They're looking like it right now. It's feeling pretty good. Drake's still alive for the first one. On her way, on a 1,500 gold lead though, Team Liquid definitely feeling good. Hansama is happy here on 95 CS. Highest in the game momentarily as Luger now ties and passes him, but still looking good down there. Cole nearly done. Luger needs one more wave. It'll put him pretty close to shield bow money when that happens. Won't quite have it, but it's getting close.
CoreJJ, Janna roaming. Big difference here between the Janna and the Yuumi in Enchanters. Using that move speed, gets up to the top lane. Santorin also coming. Dhokla under attack.
1v3 has ultimate, will it be enough? He can lock the first diver into place, but they just hit the turret itself. A chomp on a 1. Looks like they are not going to summon the Herald yet. Chompers could be good. He jumps into a misplay by Dhokla. Down to half, nearly knocked up. That might have been the combo. I think if they land that ulti, they go for more.
Yeah, TL in no rush, though. They know they're just chipping this turret down. 2 plates without even having to drop Herald. Contractz also has to move up to cover, so no pressure being generated anywhere else by CLG as TL just keep picking up the plates.
Yeah, super smart early swap here with the rotation over towards bottom lane. Getting off the early chunk on Dhokla and allowing Bwipo to chunk down some turret plates of his own. That Ornn getting a turret plate and a half himself. Dhokla trailing now, trying to come answer, but Team Liquid with the priority here on the first move to the objective get big rewards again. They extend the gold lead.
I mean, everything has gone Team Liquid's way, so CLG, I think, are going to be looking to make something happen. They are not the team to idly get outscaled. They get Crab in front of the Dragon Pit and might be looking to force a fight here.
Look at the bottom side, all revealed by the Scryer's Bloom. Ward comes down, Dhokla cannot get the kill. Luger, yeah, he's not gonna land if it's invisible, sorry bud. So that vision will stay until the controller comes down. With the early Coal Rush, Luger is on Mythic. First one to it in this game, right? Greedy build of Coal plus a single potion. Your farm's on point, yeah, you get an 11-minute shield bow. Will it matter though is the question, because looks like CLG not able to fight around it. Hansama still on his way, doesn't have it yet either.
Dhokla wants to use his ulti. And maybe when they see Bwipo revealing on top side, they'll head right on up there. Santorin as well reset up to the top side of the map. So Contractz has free reign on the bottom, and they will at least move into the area. Dhokla's gonna get 3v1 tower dove again.
Yeah, I mean, Herald is still up. If they kill them here, they might even be able to take 2 turns.
All right, Drake finally going to happen here. I think it's going to run down pretty reliably again. Mythic here on the AD carry. The boot combined comes across for 12 minutes. Thank you for the free ones. 3 plates down, and this Herald guarantees the final. Solo turret gold will go to Bwipo. The plates will be shared 1-to-1. There's the 210 for the plate plus the global gold onto Santorin, and a lot of money. Bwipo might actually be #1 right now. Drake comes across, Hansama being attacked. Luger wants it. Do they have the damage? Huge Janna ult builds a lot more space. The roots come across though. They may still find this kill. 3v1, 3v2. Here comes a bit more. The ulti gonna get stuffed up for now, but Contractz almost back in range. He drops it to go for Hans. He drops the CoreJJ kill, and the heals. It's almost enough. It's gonna be close. They don't have it. Hansama gets one back. Meanwhile, they're 2v1! He immunes the knockup though, but does he have the health that's needed? He's still getting burned down by the Trundle. LTW finds the slow, but the chomp is still gonna kill him. Across the map, TL get the kill.
Team Liquid, they get the 1-for-1 on the dive on the bottom half of the map and successfully kill off Dhokla again here with Santorin, Trundle, King, attacking the turret as well. They're gonna get a substantial amount of damage. Look at him bite through it with the divine autos as well.
He makes so much happen on Trundle. I really don't understand why they gave it through. There's no master plan coming together in this one. It's just Santorin running over CLG in this game.
Well done, Santorin. CLG leaving up his second most played, but maybe his best champion right now. Ward spot what's going on. They say, okay, 2v3, too much for us. Out they walk. CoreJJ might have gotten quick vision of Luger, but won't get much. He doesn't have spell thief, so this won't be poke that matters, but it might be a recall stop. Indeed it is. Try again.
CoreJJ's Janna looking surprisingly clutch. He's landing a lot of those Qs, somehow surviving that dive down bottom lane where they actually are able to put up a pretty great defense, still don't lose the turret, and allowed them so much time to pull off that play on the other side of the map. This is a gargantuan gold lead, 4,000 already for Team Liquid, with the scaling advantage as well.
I think he's got like at least steal money, I'm pretty sure. Like, he's been in lane for 3 minutes and change, so 1,200 gold. Okay, 1,700 gold. Yeah, even better than that. Might have got a, share of something else maybe, but looking good right now as CLG are pushed back yet again. And that is going to be the turret falling, as this whole time Luger got to kill a wave, but would have loved to buy a Zeal Plus and can't do it.
Yeah, good interrupts from CoreJJ and Hansama over and over and over again. You mentioned CoreJJ's Janna. It was also a big roaming impact from him. Difference there with the Yuumi, both mid lane and towards top lane. And now we'll transition towards the team fights with a massive gold difference that's going to actually be a real item advantage for Team Liquid.
Donk, donk, down goes the ward 50 minutes in. And TL are winning even harder in Game 4 than they were in Game 3. Every single game is getting better for TL. For an early game team, they are a late series team.
I mean, Hansama did talk about this during the 100 Thieves series, but I'm going to pause that point because Team Liquid want to fight this Rift Herald. Dhokla's not here. TL have 5 in the area.
Sidesteps here. Ornn, of course, is available. Rank 1 on it. Eye popped yet again. Smite is 900. Here comes Bjergsen over the wall now as well. Team fight will start. Will it be enough, though, as Ornn holds the front line? Finds a couple of bits of CC, and already Wukong is dropped, but Zeri's going to fire for more. Flash is safety from Bwipo. Dhokla tries to find his way in, but already it's Palafox down. 2 for nothing. Looking for a third. It's going to be it in CLG. Every single time it's Luger and Poome forced for away at the end as Team Liquid's front line just holds every time.
The battle lines for Team Liquid too strong there. They bring all 5, but Hansama?
The Chompers are still there, though they keep landing. CLG failed to dodge them. And it's now Luger forces one. Ghost is on for a little bit more to get out, afraid of what Hans could do.
Hans wants to keep that Jinx win rate alive, and Team Liquid are going to help him do it. 6.4K. They have a new Rift Herald to push down these turrets and further accelerate the game as well. They're not going to let Azir, Zeri, Yuumi scale.
This is a stomp, and you can understand CLG's idea here. Just kill the Jinx, but everybody get through. But they can't do it fast enough, so he gets excited off of the Contractz kill and then is able to run away, even though Palafox gets the shift in.
And a great ultimate there, the Ornn stopping Palafox, getting that knockup as he went in for the instant shuffle back. And if you're going to make that call, then you have to teleport earlier, because you don't want to be waiting this teleport channel time when you go for the flash engage. You're missing out on critical seconds in basically engaging a 4v5. And Bwipo knows it.
That's the Ornn momentum right there. Winning the last 2 games on Ornn.
Ornn duty never felt so good.
Well, it's a problem pick. I know that CLG would have planned to ban Ornn on 4-5, but TL surprised them by just blind picking it at the end of the first phase. It's not the difference, but it is a big difference in this game.
And now you got to dive for the mid. He's near the wall, does so.
He'll take the money.
Will still die as they're running for safety. Pillar may land, but it shouldn't matter. Contractz always has his clone to get out as well, but we get the Herald the charge on mid, so it's going to be a 2-tower push. Gold lead grows to 7,000. The fact that CLG has one Drake just doesn't matter because Team Liquid are absolutely crushing this one.
So Hansama has said he likes building momentum throughout the series. That's what he did in the FlyQuest series. They lost game 1, and then they had increasingly powerful stomps against FlyQuest. And it almost seemed like it was going to be true in the 100 Thieves series. They don't get a single kill in game 1. Game 2, it's close and they lose. They win game 3 and 4. Then Closer like kicks them 500 times and ends the series. But aside from that aberration, they have been able to improve throughout these best-of-5 series, and this game is an example of that.
And that's what you expect from veterans. You know, poised on the stage in critical moments like this, in best-of-5 series. And that is the advantage Team Liquid are bringing to the LCS playoffs.
Yeah.
Poised now to push us to a game 5 here.
Every series has got to be a banger. CLG has gone to 5 in all their series so far, for better or worse. Cloud9, Golden Guardians now have to be Team Liquid as well. As Hansama, unkilled, untouched in this game, finds another tower kill. 7-1 the scoreline, 6-1 in turrets.
Man, I mean, so what adjustments are they going to make in game 5?
Yeah.
I think that's maybe some teams stay really in the moment. I think that's CLG. Other teams would actually start talking about what happens in Game 5. Personally, when I look back, Kobe, I still do not understand the Jarvan ban. This Trundle...
That's why we called it out.
What
And I was like,
doing?
okay, if they're banning Jarvan, then they have to ban the Trundle as well, surely, but they do not. And so that's definitely going to be an angle. They know this blueprint for Team Liquid. This is not a surprise. This is, you know, the straightforward.
I think they got tricked. I think they were pinching and planning on picking Trundle first, but then TL banned such that the Zeri just looked too good. And they're like, okay, literally every Zeri counter is gone. We must take it. Fine, we'll give over the Trundle. Still doesn't make sense why it's Jarvan of all champions.
Sure.
But it would be, that has to be what they were thinking, and it might have just been having this pocket Jinx to go up against the Zeri is actually very clutch by Team Liquid.
Yeah, and he's fine, right? He's showing up in the team fights like he's the beneficiary. They didn't really win through bot, but they won through solos. First blood level 2 in the mid lane. Good job. Goes top lane. CLG's solos are 0-5 and 0 combined.
Yeah.
Santorin's 3-0 and 3. They crushed the solos, and Jinx is like, cool, we're chilling. Like, we're just gonna win solos, it's fine. Like, I'll be okay in team fights. 2.5 items, he's comfortable. And even though Luger and Poome live through every team fight, because CL just kills frontline first, it's not enough. There's not enough damage there. Santorin chunked down to 1k. Decent damage there. Good sidestep on the zap. Contractz, I know he's on the side as well. Sharp Flash not gonna land. Here comes Wukong engage. Isn't gonna matter though. Can they kill Bjergsen? No, it's gonna be Contractz just dying. Nothing works for CLG, and Team Liquid say no jungler. That's Baron.
Yep, and now with the smite advantage, they also have every relevant ultimate for the team fight, or an ultimate. That's the most important thing. Ahri, I didn't realize had burned it, but they're still gonna be going for this one.
Here comes the teleport. CLG gonna try and contest. No smite, but here we go.
Damage comes across, half health already on the Baron. They've got to take this fight, but how will they? Palafox can't get in. Ornn's gonna sound. They're gonna find the knockup. The kill in a Baron. Now it's a team fight time. Bwipo types him, but can't find much. Luger kites away, stays alive, but there is no meaningful damage dealt by CLG. He hugs the wall, deals some damage. It does not matter. Sidesteps the rocket, whatever. 9,000 gold lead. Red Bull Baron power play now might include an inhibitor for Team Liquid.
This has got to be one of the biggest 21-minute gold leads we have seen in playoffs. Team Liquid absolutely crushing CLG in this game.
Santorin, player of this series so far for Team Liquid, I feel like.
Yeah.
Such huge stuff from him. All right, let's see what he's doing now, though. He's getting a little frisky here.
He gets it.
Get as much as he can. He knows the advantage that Team Liquid have. Trying to push up. Look at this vision, denying everything from CLG, and now with Baron buff, they're looking to finish.
In this game, actually, what's interesting is it has become less and less about bot lane. I know we've been talking about Sivir and Zeri being so important in the metagame, and the very first draft was, oh, we got to take Seraphine away. It's all about this. And it's actually been about who's done better on top lane. Think about game 1. It was a stomp, and it was Dhokla starting it out 1v2ing the top dive.
Yeah.
Bwipo has just been outright winning on Ornn. Yes, with help, sure. But he's up in CS and then shows team fights and goes like, we win now. What are you gonna do about me? And it's been the solos who I feel like have done more to win this series. And so far, it's still getting the better of it in game 3 and 4.
Have we come full circle with Bwipo back on Ornn?
Seems like it. Mid inhib is gonna drop. Bot inhibitor turret gonna take some damage. Contractz can't find an engage. He's too tanky anyway. Not gonna matter. Zap won't land, but there's a pillar and that might be scary. Contractz. He's got nowhere to go. That's a knockup. That's a kill. He defends a dead turret and just dies. Followed along with it. Palafox gets away from Hansama briefly, but they're still going for more. 5v4. It's gonna look good. Bit of damage comes through for Luger, but a half HP Zeri is not gonna carry this fight. 4v5. Palafox healed back up. Shield bow popped. Couple of roots come across. Bit of time built by Azir, but Hansama gets a shutdown. He's unstoppable. CLG lose another solo lane. 0-6 combined, I believe, as they go for that little bit more. Nexus turrets will fall. A 24-minute victory. Finally a death onto Luger, but an absolute stomp. Team Liquid crushed CLG out of the heel, and we're going to game 5.
That was absolutely clinical by Team Liquid. It was very fast. Like, that was what peak Team Team Liquid looks like. They picked to scale, but they're still strong early game, so they don't give you a window back in it. when they are performing at their best.
Jatt, why do they take so long to warm up in the series?
I don't know.
Every time, starting out with the losses, building up here, and you saw how quickly, smoothly they got up this time around. Everything's in full swing for Team Liquid now.
But this playoffs has been too good. How many times have we been here before? Actually, last week, Team Liquid started 0-2, won the next two, but then could not complete the reverse sweep against 100 Thieves. This is the third time that CLG is moving into a Game 5. They have won one and lost the other. So it is still, as dominant as that game was for Team Liquid, I think it's still anyone's series.
It surely is. If there's anything we know about these playoffs, anyone can win these games. We've had so many upsets, so many Game 5s, and we're going to get one more at least.
It's going to be so much fun. So we'll go to the analysis pretty soon, but I want to see what the adaptation looks like. Because you mentioned, okay, CLG, maybe the team's going to be more in the moment, but now it's, okay, you've got about 10 minutes to start the next draft, and you got to figure it out. To me, Ornn and Trundle are the obvious points to look at, but playstyle might matter too.
How crazy would it be if they let Jarvan through and then Santorin carries? Like, and it would have been totally
Be like, see ya, I told you.
15-0.
Oh my gosh, we'll see what happens. Obviously, bans can get really tight when you're still afraid of the top picks in the metagame, like Kalista, but you're also afraid of things that they're good at, like the Trundle. We'll see what happens. Heading over to the Tape Farm Analyst Desk.